What's up, brothers and sisters? It's your brother G World 7_D. Doing a quick video for the rise of the sun. um, I want to follow up and talk about this so-called Rick Gay thing, man. And what this little Somali chick who lied and said that a black man hit her with a brick. I don't want to follow up on that. I want to say this, man. That mess shows you how much hatred even other so-called black people, melanated people have for Aboriginal black Americans, particularly Aboriginal black American men. But women too, because they're using you and they're cosplaying as you. That woman was using the term black men. And then you see pictures of this chick eating a watermelon. And all she does is and she's doing a lot of stereotyping, man. And not saying that we don't eat watermelon, but the racial stereotyping and show her eating the watermelon and smiling, and she's supposed to be black and down. This chick represents a problem that's in our community. And I will say this now. I'm not caping for some of these Negroes. And let me make this clear. That chick is not an Aboriginal black American. She's a Somali woman who said some negative stuff about Aboriginal black Americans. But yeah, you got some stupid Negroes who want to cape for this woman or push that Pan-African agenda, which has been destructive to the so-called Aboriginal community. We need to look out for ourselves first. And most of these women that I've seen who's going after these black men a lot of them have been foreign black women. There's some American black women who realize that, man, we're not falling for that. You know, some did, unfortunately. And there's been some foreign women who called it out. All right, but for the most part, it's been mostly them campaigning against black men. And I've said this before about certain niggerish YouTube pages who are of a different lineage or of a part of another lineage who's doing this, who's purposely pushing an agenda. Now, this chick, all right, like I said, she's of Somali descent, and I believe she's a Muslim, all right, going around slapping white dudes, shooting stuff in her face and claiming that some black man hit her and she's trying to double down on it, all right. Now, like I said, you have a lot of these little women on here attacking black men, like that, what's that, Nigerian professor who was calling black Americans, Aboriginal Americans, akata. She was calling us that the professor. And then she was teaching what, black studies, whatever. I mean, really? 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 And now she wrote an article attacking black men. Now she's a lesbian, all right? But she wanted to go around attacking black men. She probably mad her own damn man don't want her, man. But I'm not in that manosphere stuff because I only am with Aboriginal black American women. All right, that's all I've done. So maybe 1 or 2 years, but that's all I've done because I hear a lot of these brothers thinking that getting these other black women or some woman somewhere else is better. That's not true because a lot of them have this very vitriol against black Americans. It's like a jealousy and envy, but they have a deep-seated self-hatred come from their culture. Their culture have a deep-seated self-hate, color issues. And now they come over here talking about featureism, and even if you're a dark-skinned woman, your features a certain way, they talk about you. That's a lot of these little African and Caribbean YouTubers, man. It's most of them African YouTubers, female. I ain't say all, but it's too many of them who are doing that. All right? Brandy's features represent the many different diversity features of Aboriginal black Americans. But we got to be weary. Like I've always said, all skin folks are not kin folks. But some of us do not understand that. I mean, I'm gonna say this, man. You know, there's this YouTuber, man. I think she calls herself Lady Boule. and she's part of that boule stuff, man. And when she talks about history, she gets that wrong. But she saying that we should cape for this woman, and she attacks black men a lot. But yet she's an older woman, a professor. I wouldn't take her class. At some university, miseducating our youth. And she's claiming that we should cape for them. And she makes attacks against black men, but she's gonna cape for this immigrant origin woman who's caused confusion and try to cause separation amongst Aboriginal black Americans. Like I said, I use the term Aboriginal black Americans because most so-called black Americans are descendants of the black Indians that were already here. When I mean black Indians, I'm not talking about mixed with no damn Mongoloid Native Americans. I'm talking about the indigenous Aboriginal people here and mixed with the Aboriginal black Europeans who were expelled out of Europe. Most of us are not no damn Africans. The few Africans that came here, they were absorbed by the Aboriginal black population here. Even when you listen to the name, like I said before, Gullah-Geechee, yeah, the Ogeechee River, named after some damn Indians, all right? Then you have, like I said, Tallahassee, the Mochi, the Mochi Indians. Let me tell you something, they're not African. All that Angolian slave trade nonsense. Them people are not no goddamn man. They're descendants of Aboriginal black tribes that were here in America. If you really done your research. And obviously that old boule Negro has not done a damn thing. She's not the only one, there's a bunch of them. But see, I tell you before, do not listen to boule Negroes, because all they do is going to misguide you and take you to the steps of hell. Or the steps of Hades. Let's put it that way. These Negroes are only regurgitating what white folks have told them what to say. And how to say it. And they continue to indoctrinate you and continue to mislead you in the wrong direction. These Negroes won't believe anything unless it come out of a white person's mouth. Unless white daddy and mommy told them what to say and how to say. That's how sick these Negroes are, man. But I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, man, to learn your real history, to learn your true history, to learn who you truly are. Do not listen to these little charlatan Negroes tell you that you're just a slave from Africa. That is a lie. All right? That is a Herculaneum of a lie. All right? But this chick lied, and some of these Negro women, who mostly weren't Aboriginal black American women, it was just a few. And when I mean a few, the ones have a deep-seated self-hatred, the ones in that back to Africa stuff. Unfortunately, some of our dark-skinned sisters who have a deep, low self-esteem in themselves and want to basically look at some African women and say they're the same, which they're not, because featurely you can look at they're different. But there's nothing wrong being different. I always emphasize that. I'm not saying all, but I think that we're going to really have to focus on us. I've been saying that for a long time. And I'm going to say this to you, brothers and sisters. I do not believe that we definitely should not be procreating with white folks. Okay, that's genocide. That's bleaching yourself out. Really, to some degree, I don't think we need to be procreating with a lot of other foreigners, even melanated ones, because what that's doing is that's eliminate our lineage. It's basically wiping our lineage out. You hearing stuff like we didn't create hip hop, we didn't create jazz, blues, funk. Other so-called Aboriginal people who created, or melanated people created, and that's culture, being culture vultures, man. That's why I say it again. All skin folks aren't kin folks. So you have to understand this. All right, you have to understand. It's like you have to understand your true history. All right. I've talked about some of the little fake-ass Negroes on YouTube continue giving you that lying-ass history, man, that she was a slave from Africa. Man, I'm telling you, man, that, like I said before, there's so much of a wealth of information that's out there for you to explore, to research. It's there for your taking. Like I said, I had access as a kid to different encyclopedias and different books because, like I said, my father was part of the education. He had an educational background. You know, he was with CPS, the Chicago Public Schools, and their headquarters used to be at Old Persian Road, and I used to have access to a lot of the things. You know, like I said, I told you before that he was an administrator with CPS. I'm not gonna go too far, name the school and all that stuff, but he was in an administrative position. So, but he used to give me access to many different books. And I used to always question, all right? And then I can remember like in the 90s, man, where I used to hear these Negroes, I used to see, I might explain this in another video, where I used to see, I look at the Olmec head, the Olmec sheep heads, man. I used to look at their heads, man. The Olmec sheep. Look at their heads, man. And then I used to look at the black folks over in Asia. But all these Negro Pan-Africans just kept talking about Egypt, 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 Egypt. And I started scratching my head, man. I said, wait, what about these black folks here? And then they were talking about the African diaspora, which is no African diaspora. The African diaspora. You had the black people in Latin America. You had the black people over in Europe. You had the black people in African America. I said, you know you have black people in Asia and the Pacific and Australia. It was like they're being ignored. What is this? And I kept questioning that. I said, wait a minute, man. You have black folks all over the world. So I started studying this, man. Because, I told you I had 2 sets of encyclopedias and some sources, man. But I started studying this stuff. And that's when I realized, man, I said, man, this stuff is, man, I don't listen to these Negroes, man. I'm not listening to these Pan-Africans, man, because they're not saying nothing. And then when I started approaching them, man, they started getting a little funky little attitude, man. I wasn't down with that. So I knew then they were nothing but hustlers. All right, I knew then. And I had to learn that from them Negroes, man. Because you had a bunch of them here in Chicago talking that nonsense, man. All that Pan-African going back to Africa. So that's why I talked about that Lady Boulay chick, man. Unfortunately, she's from a certain generation. Not all of them like that. From that 60s generation who went to these colleges and schools with these white folks, early 70s, and had been indoctrinated and whitewashed that they come from a cargo ship, just packed up like sardines, defecating each other. Damn well them people wouldn't survive, they would have died on the damn ship coming on the Atlantic Ocean, the tumultuous ocean. That's a lie. That stuff is a lie, man. You just put it together, that stuff's a lie. We were already here. And we did sail around the world, brothers and sisters. We had the technology, we created maps, but unfortunately, telling these Negroes this, man, they're not gonna believe anything because they just want to be slaves from Africa. And that's a problem. But like I said, these Negroes in other videos, like I said, these Negroes, all they want to do is sleep next to a white woman of a man, be next to him, claim to have them as friends. That's how sick these Negroes are, man. That is a sick mindset. All right? That is a self-hating, sick mindset. And then when I hear some of these Negro YouTubers, man, running their mouths, like I said, a lot of those clowns from the Amarat Squad, Garfield, Sarnetta, Jabari, they are not of our lineage. They should be speaking in our history. They're not of our lineage. They should not say a damn thing about our history or even teaching it. That chick who called us Akatas, the Nigerian chick, the lady who's a lesbian, no, she should not be teaching anything about our history. Well, she's probably teaching wrong information anyway. They should not be teaching anything, just like a white person shouldn't be doing it. They shouldn't be doing it. But see, many of us are giving them a pass because they, quote, have darker skin. We just look at, black is universal, we're the same. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. You got to stop that. No, we're not. Because you see now, these clowns trying to steal our accomplishments, what we created. No, that's not cool. Like I said, this don't apply to all, but it's applied to too many. And this needs to be said. This should have been said, man. But we're too busy trying to be Captain Satan to the damn planet instead of worrying about ourselves and what's best for ourselves. Like I said, unfortunately, these Pan-Africans are a problem, and that's garbage. Most of our people are not embracing that mess. Thank goodness. That stuff is withering away. Thank goodness. Because it's trash. It really is. It's not for us. All right? I'm not pushing no Pan-Africanism. I'm not pushing no Afrocentricity. No, man, I ain't pushing none of that stuff, man. I'm pushing that we're the Aboriginal people of this planet, and there was Aboriginal, quote, melanated people who ruled the damn world. But we did have our differences. We traded amongst each other. We befriended in some instances, but we warred amongst each other. This is the truth. We warred, we killed, and fought amongst each other. This is before white folks had any power of anything. We did that amongst ourselves. But I want to go on the record, man. Is that chick, that Somali chick, and these women who go around running mouth, and some of these little weak-ass men, like that clown on the Young Turks Network, man. I have no respect for these clowns. And I'm not saying a man who does stuff for a woman who does good things is not a simp, all right? A simp is one who just kisses the woman's ass and says she can't do nothing wrong, even when she's doing something wrong. That's a simp, all right? But respecting a woman, that's what a man should do, and a woman should respect her man, a man. So it goes both ways. So when you hear Negroes like Lady Boule, for her to even call herself that, it's funny as hell, Boule. Because I have a bunch of family members number Boule Negroes, man. But I digress. But let me tell you something. I know how the Boule get down in thinking patterns. They give me marching orders by these white folks, and they do everything they can to basically try to disassemble anything that has been assembled totally by Aboriginal Black Americans that's in our best interest. They'll do their best to dissemble it. And to sit there and cape for individuals who do not like you, do not respect you, and who are not of your lineage, but then talk about you, say you have no culture, is insulting. So, man, I don't cape for anyone, man. I think that we need to start loving ourselves, honor ourselves, man. And there's some Aboriginal Black men and women that I'm hearing you two saying the most dumbest things, and you falling for that trap, man. You falling for that forbidden fruit, man. That fake ass apple. You need to stop that, man. I hear some of these Negroes, man. I can tell that you have daddy issues. Your daddy one in your life or your mama one in your life. But you need to get over that, man. I'm serious. Pushing dangerous rhetoric. Claiming that most black men want white women, that's a lie. And most black women want a white man, that's a lie. But we've been conditioned and brainwashed to work with these folks, man. We've been really conditioned and brainwashed. And the worst Negroes in our community are these damn liberals and these damn progressive Negroes, because they have given these white folks the carte blanche to come in our community and cause more confusion or have a say-so in our issues when they should have no say-so about a damn thing. All right, brothers and sisters, this is me just saying this right quick, man. I talked about that Somali lady. I wanted to get in a little more at it, which I did, but I also want to talk about things that basically the friction she's caused and the circle of foolishness that's trying to protect her. The Global Negro Brigade. All right, brothers and sisters, this is your brother G World, 7_D with another video. Quick morning. Man, this took this to 18 minutes, huh? Or 19 minutes. All right, brothers and sisters, I love you. Peace out.